Hey, if you are like me, one of the things you might be thinking about is, what data should I be tracking? How do I really know the truth of my own situation about what's working, what's not working? Where should I invest? What's getting me results? I just went through this exercise at the end of the year of looking at where was I getting leads from? And oh my gosh, it was so eye-opening to see how many of my leads were coming from one of my business partners and how much I need to make sure that I'm appreciating what he does for my business and continuing to nurture that relationship, as well as where there were opportunities to make sure that I'm being more intentional about those relationships outside of that one particular person. That gives me the opportunity to make sure that I can continue to grow and have control. If for some reason something changes, it's not all banking on so much that individual. So you might be feeling like that too of, hey, where are most of your business coming from? Is it all asking in meetings, or you've got one or two key COIs that give you a lot of introductions? You're thinking, okay, what really matters? So let me give you a few very key things that you can use, because there are so many marketing metrics out there that can get totally overwhelming. And while it's good to have a pulse on some of these are the ones that are most important to you on a regular basis in your business. Number one, it starts with what your overall business goals are. What are your revenue goals or your growth goals for your business? Making sure we're specific and we know what those are, because that's the number one objective, is to help you reach those goals. So that might be in terms of thinking about it from a marketing perspective. Then how do we drill that down into the number of new leads that your QSs or leads that you're generating for your business, or maybe a number of fact finders or discovery meetings that are really meaningful to you? You don't need 20 things, but what is that initial piece that's going to help get you the results that you want in terms of the revenue or production for your business? Once you have that in place, it's really easy to start to understand how marketing can help you get there. And that's the next piece, is really identify how are you going to use marketing to help drive those numbers, whether it's speaking engagements or sponsorships or digital leads. There's many different things, but you can start to get really clear. So the thing I want you to do, number two, is once you have your business goals, is to decide, where is that business going to come from? So we were working with a client the other day as part of their annual planning, and we were able to identify that, hey, here's how many fact finders they want to have those initial meetings with A plus type of individuals, with their ideal clients. And then from that, we were able to say, okay, here's how many we want to see from client relationships. Here's how many we want to see from those influencer partnerships. Here's how many are going to be coming from networking opportunities. And how confident did he feel like he was in terms of getting there, and what specifically those numbers are, so that then we can track that every month and knowing what's working, what's not working. How do we adjust the plan to get the results that he desires? So number two, know, where do you want to get the business from? Now, most of it's going to come from those clients, those relationships. But if you can get 20 or 30% from other sources, how meaningful would that be to you and your practice and the growth that you want to see over the next few years? Okay, the third thing I want you to think about in terms of metrics that matter is really making sure you always come back to, what does success look like? So for any of those things, making sure that you're asking yourself, what does success look like to you? And you can certainly use this on a more granular scale. Like if you're doing an event, what does success look like? Is it just that people show up? Is it that they bring prospects with them? Is it a certain number of fact finders that come out of that opportunity? So always make sure that you ask that. And then most importantly, that you're tracking this information consistently. So just like you will put together a plan for your clients and you want them to see where they are at today, and here's the progress they've made towards where they want to go. It's the same thing with your marketing efforts. We need to know, where are you starting? Where do we want to go? And see our journey along that horizon. It's just like compound growth, right? You invest and you invest a little bit, but if you keep doing it consistently, all of a sudden you'll see that how much exponentially your growth and results have become just by sticking with it. That's the thing that you need to be able to do with your marketing. But if you don't track your data and you don't know what you're doing, where your business is coming from, how many A plus clients, referrals you're even getting versus just total referrals, so you're not even tracking any of that data in your business, it's really hard to make those decisions and to be intentional and get the results that you want. So think about just those three key things today. What are your business goals? What's that number one driver that relates to that marketing can really help impact? Where are you going to be getting that business from? Really get specific about that. And what does success look like? How are you going to track it? So we'll leave you with that today. Hopefully that's something as you're going into almost the end of the first quarter already, you can think about as you're looking back at what's you've seen from this year already to make the year even better. Because you know what? It's not too late. There's still plenty of time for you to hit the goals that you have with a little bit of intention. You can get there. And we're here to help you partner in any way that you might need along that journey. Have a great day. We'll be back next week.